Hello and welcome to Talk Tottenham with your host Tom, giving you match reaction from Tottenham Hotspur's 1-0 away win today in the Premier League away at Luton Town in the early kickoff. And my word, how do we unpick this game? I mean, going into it, there was a lot of optimism. I predicted a 2-0 win. I think a lot of people thought, Spurs were gonna, kind of flatten Luton today and walk all over them. I thought even before the game, I thought it was going to be a tight match. But that said, Spurs came out the traps absolutely flying, and to be quite honest, we should have been a goal up, at least a goal up within the first 10 minutes. Richarlison has missed a chance, maybe a couple of chances there. Porro had a good chance as well when he was one-on-one with the keeper. He was stretching for that one though. But, I thought as the half went on, Spurs pressed, in terms of territory, in terms of possession, there was only really one team in it. And then Yves Bissouma, what on earth, do we even say about this? What Basuma, he's really, I don't like to see players dive in. I never like to see players dive in for Tottenham or for other teams, but to do what he did on a yellow card just seconds before half time, it was just absolutely criminal. There's just absolutely no other way you can describe it. And I hope that Ange really lets him know that's just not acceptable, not for the team that we want to become. Discipline has been very, very good from Tottenham Hotspur this season, but Yves Bissouma has seriously let us down there with such a ridiculous dive. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It didn't even look like a foul, even if he tried to make it look like one. So, going in at half time 0-0, I was still confident that Spurs could do it. I still felt with a man down, I still thought the quality would shine through, and so it proved. We started the second half really, really well. We had a succession of corners, I think 3 in the end. We've played it short. Kulusevski's played it short to Maddison, and then just beautiful skill on the byline there by Maddison. We saw this before at Burnley. We've seen it a couple of times. He did it at Fulham as well in the Carling Cup. He's just got that ability on the byline just to kind of jink and kind of breeze past defenders. And he's played a beautiful little pass over to Van de Ven. And it's actually a really, really smart finish by Van de Ven. He's had to really open up his body. And it's a first-time side-footed finish into the net. And such a relief. I think that's probably the one word used to describe this performance. Yes, it's a fantastic 3 points, but just the relief just to get through this match. A draw would have just been such a terrible result. And God forbid a defeat wouldn't have been even worth thinking about. But, to get through it, to get the points, get back to Tottenham. Spurs, top of the league now, 20 points from a possible 24. 8 games played, 6 victories. We've got Fulham up at the Lane next, and then a tricky match at the Palace. But everything's going very, very well. And Basuma did let us down today. But I just want to shout out to Pat Matassa, because I thought he was absolutely brilliant in that second half, right throughout the game, to be honest. But just getting involved, doing always the right things, motoring up, driving us up the pitch. It's just absolutely brilliant to see. I thought he was excellent. I thought Kulusevski had another really strong game. Porro as well. Van de Ven, Romero, they all had to do a good job in defence. And then he decides to make those changes. When we went 1-0 up, Ange always makes the right substitutions, putting on Hojbjerg, who came on and had another fine display as a substitute. So, I don't know when Basuma's suspension's coming up, but, the way Hojbjerg's been playing this season, I'm feeling more comfortable with Hojbjerg coming into the team than I would have been at the start of the season, because he deserves it. And it might be just Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's role this season is to come off the bench and shore things up. But he did a fine job at that. Skippy came on and did well. And also a big shout out to Valise, who came on in place of Sonny in the second half and stretched the play, won a few flick-ons, showed that he's a bit of a physical presence in there. So well done, Valise, as well. Just so delighted with the win. I am doing this video at 5:30 in the evening. Did just check the results. Unfortunately, United and Chelsea have won today, which is a shame because it would have opened up a huge gap. Had they both lost, they were both losing actually in their respective games. But that said, in any case, Spurs have got the points today. We're sitting pretty in top. We can rest, we can relax. I'll watch the Arsenal Man City game tomorrow. In the knowledge that Spurs have got the points and we've done our business, and we go into the international break now. Either probably first or second in the table. So what a wonderful start to the season it's been for Postecoglou's team. We just look so assured. Even in this game against Luton, yes, there were times when Luton were on the front foot and they were putting balls into the box, and to be quite honest, they probably should have scored today. I don't know who their striker is, but the chap who's coming at the far post and has stretched, I don't know why he's gone to the ground and stretched for it, because if he stays on his feet and uses his left foot, it's a goal. But we really got away with one there. But other than that, did Vicario really have that many saves to make in the game? I don't think so. And I think a lot of that is to do with the fact that we just defended so well. And well done the boys, the 10 players who were left out there. Heroic defending, great discipline. East Basuma, you've really got away with one there, because had we not won this game today, a lot of the fans would have been putting this on Basuma, and in my opinion, quite rightly so. I've been singing Basuma's praises all season. I think he's been an unsung hero and it's felt like a new signing. But after that today, I don't. It'd be interesting to see how Ange reacts to this, because is that the type of ill discipline that boots you off the team? Probably, I think that's probably a bit rash, but because of Højbjerg's performances and coming in and doing a great job in the middle there, and when he's come on, he'll probably be playing in the next game against Fulham now. And then it's up to Basuma, to show in training, to show Ange that he deserves his place back. But yeah, that was the really disappointing thing today. Basuma's needless sending off. But yeah, we managed it, guys. We got the points. Not an easy place to go. These teams that make it very, very hard for you to break them down. Luton obviously came out in the second half and they did try to press and to force some openings, but as the game went on, I think it was fair to say that you could just see that the quality of finishing just isn't really quite there. And if you're a Luton fan, you've got to worry already at this stage about your survival prospects, because they just didn't look like scoring really all game. And to be fair, Spurs, we didn't really create too many openings other than that first 10 minutes when we should have been 2 or 3-0 up. Richarlison, yeah, man. Look, I will keep sticking up for Richie as long as he's a Tottenham player, but I'm sure when Brennan Johnson is fit after the international break, he will be playing on that left-hand side, and I think I'm looking forward to seeing Johnson giving us something different, something a bit more direct than Richarlison does. Richarlison's just so brash with his finishing. It's just not the player that we ever saw really at Everton. You do have to start to wonder whether or not it's ever really going to work for Richarlison at Tottenham. I don't know if that sounds harsh. Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you still think Richarlison can turn it round at Spurs? Do you think he can still be a success? I'm really starting to doubt it now, guys, because I don't know. He just looks there's no conviction in his shooting. That and he's just so wasteful. And Spurs have been getting away with it for the first 8 games, but my fear is that as the season goes on, Sonny won't be able to do it all by himself. And if Richarlison's not helping him out, then I don't know who else is going to be scoring the goals. So it is already a bit of a worry. Where are the goals going to come from if Sonny isn't scoring? Madison, Kulusevski, they should be able to get 10 each this season. But I don't know if they're going to be really looking at the 15 and 20 mark. So I would be wanting Spurs to go into the market in January and really sign a top-class striker. I would be going all hell for leather and hell-bent on signing Ivan Toney from Brentford. And if it's 80 million, drop that 80 million and get him in, because we clearly need more firepower up there. It is a concern, this game and also the last one against Liverpool. When they were down to 9 men, did we really create enough chances? Did we really look like, we were going to, be able to score more than 2 or 3 goals in the game? Not really. And it's a little bit... I don't want to take the gloss off what's been a brilliant start to the season, because it is. But, we do need more of a cutting edge up front. And... I would definitely be looking to get more firepower in January. But, I'm going to sign off now, guys. It's been a brilliant start to the season for Tottenham. Way past all of our wildest dreams. 6 wins out of 8, 20 points out of a possible 24. It's been a brilliant start. Ange Postecoglou is the man. Tottenham march on. The next game is in a couple of weeks at home to Fulham. Have a great rest of the weekend, guys, and come on, you Spurs.